Hi there, this is Ms. Bauman coming to you to quickly review the pre-ACT score results that were given to students during homeroom. All 10th graders, unless they opted out, took the pre-ACT on December 13th, and so these are the results that were given to them that overviews that test. If you take a look at the top of the report, it breaks down your composite score. And this composite score is based on a 1 to 35 range. It's not like the ACT itself, which is a 1 to 36 range, but it still breaks it down by subject level and gives you a nice range in which that student might score. So on the far left, there is the composite score, again, 1 to 35, and then the different subtests, so math, science, English, and reading. The STEM score is a combination of that math, science subtest score. The important piece for me on this particular part of the report is that college readiness benchmark. So as you can see in that dark gray, and I know that your report is in blue, but in that dark gray there, you can see a line with a number, and that is the college readiness benchmark. So if you take a look down here at the bottom right-hand side of that score report, or of that, sorry, the middle of that score report, ACT has done some research on college readiness benchmarks, and students who hit that benchmark, based on their research, have at least a 50% chance of obtaining a B or higher, and about a 75% chance of obtaining a C or higher in that subject area during their freshman year. So for us, that's a really good benchmark to work towards, or if you're already there, that's a good thing, because not only do we want students to be able to pursue whatever path they're interested in pursuing after they leave here, but we want them to be successful once they get there. So those college readiness benchmarks are important to us. The dark blue line is obviously their score, and then the light blue block is obviously the range in which they scored on that pre-ACT. If we move down to the bottom of the front page, you have a few things that are noteworthy. At the top is that predicted ACT composite score. So this would be in a 1 to 36 range, not that 1 to 35, and is likely higher than the pre-ACT score we just looked at. So the composite score is on the left. That's the score that everyone talks about when they talk about their ACT score. And then again, it's broken down by subjects based on how they scored on specific subject areas. Over in the upper right-hand corner on your score report is that US rank. So it talks a little bit about where a student would place nationally. It is not a percent right or wrong, but instead a rank out of 100 on where a student might place. So if a composite score was at the 94th percentile, that would mean that 94% of the people taking the test would score lower than them in that particular area or on the composite. So the bottom part of that, the far lower part of the front page of the score report, is that percent right area of the score report. So the nice thing about the pre-ACT is that it's meant to be a very transparent tool that can help students build a foundation and really design how they're going to prepare for the real ACT. So that transparency comes through in the fact that they give you a percentage right on many different strands within a subject area. So for example, the student got 100% in number and quantity, but struggled a little bit more in that statistics and probability. And granted, there were only 3 questions in that subject area, but they only got 1 of those right. And so if you're designing how to prepare for the ACT, one might say that they should focus more on that stats area and focus less on that number and quantity area. So every subject area has a breakdown by strand that you can use and help your test taker really develop a better way to prepare for that real ACT. One more thing to note about the top area here, about the predicted ACT composite score, is that this is very important to me, assuming typical achievement and growth. Typical achievement and growth for most people would be that the student remains in the level of classes they're currently in. So if they're in honors English, they remain in honors English, or if they're in regular English, they remain in regular English. And it does not assume any additional training or prep for the ACT. It just assumes that they are at their current rate and that they will continue at their current rate. If you were to open up the second page here, that is the U.S. inventory portion of the report. Students were asked several questions about their interests in a career, and then they were given results based on their answers to those questions. And so as you can see, they're broken down in the Hollins career codes. And so at the top is data, the bottom is ideas, and then people and things. And your child should have gotten results that were any combination or close to a certain area, and then gives them some additional career fields that would be helpful with that people or ideas or data and people and things like that. If your child got a region 99, that means that the results were inconclusive, meaning that they were kind of all over the place in expressing their interests, which is great for a 10th grader, but it just didn't give us any additional results. I think there are two areas that are really helpful in this report. One is the on-track area. So it's, for example, in this student, it says you told us you prefer career area C, management. And then it tells you successful college students in majors related to this career area often have a composite ACT score of 21 to 25. So it lines up the ACT score with typically successful college students within that area or major. The other piece I really like is it allows students to identify a major they think they're interested in, and then compares what they actually answered on the interest inventory and tells you how close of a fit it is. So if maybe a student's answers were mostly healthcare related, but they said that they're really interested in business management, it might indicate that as a low fit, again, or a medium fit or high fit, kind of based on how they answered questions and what they expressed their interest in. Another great place to go is these online resources listed here. It talks a little bit about ways that you can prepare for the real ACT. I do recommend students create a profile online. It allows this map to light up in an interactive way and really kind of allows the student to interact and discover college majors or colleges that might be helpful to have a career in that area. So the last part I just want to cover here is the actual results of the test. So as you can see, again, it's broken down by subject area or the test that students took. And it gives a list of the correct answers for every single question asked. And then if the student got it incorrect, it lists the answer they gave. I think this is really, really helpful information for students to dive into over the next couple months. A student can take a look at their score report and they have the test booklet. It was sent home with them. And they can say, oh, number 3, I wrote down E. I wonder why I thought it was E when it was actually B. And they can deduct a little bit about whether or not they just misunderstood the answer, if they really don't know the topic, if they felt rushed, if a lot of missed questions are down here at the bottom here, it might have been a timing issue. But it really allows students to do some self-exploration as to why they answered certain questions right or wrong and how they can use that for future tests. So this was just a quick overview, I understand, just to kind of walk you through the report. If you have any specific questions or want to dive into these results anymore, we really encourage you to contact your child's counselor. So Ms. Campa is the 10th grade counselor for students' last names A through K, and then I'm Ms. Bauman. I'm the counselor for students with last names L through Z. Feel free to give us either a call or an email, and we'll be happy to set up a time to meet with you. Thank you.